Hey there, I'm Frost, as I'm sure some of you would know, and if you're not, then hello, I'm Frost, some random moron on the internet that makes video game content. Back again with another Overwatch video, hell yeah. You know, Overwatch is, might come as a surprise, but I've made like hundreds of Overwatch videos, so if you're so surprised, then, well, why? But yeah, anyway, hello. Today we're going to be talking about Overwatch, but more specifically we're going to be talking about Overwatch one tricks, the one trick issue. You know, the lifelong question of one tricks. It's been in the game since the age of Overwatch, what's that, 5 years now? Maybe coming up to 6 years, I believe. Is it 6? Yeah, it should be 6 soon. I say soon, it's not really soon. You know what I mean, it's 5 and a bit years old. So, there's that. But there's a lifelong question of one tricks. And if you're not aware what a one trick is, I need to ask what rock you've been living under for the past 5 years. But a one trick is essentially someone who... How do I describe it? Basically the only play, well, the only way to describe it is they only play one character. It doesn't matter what it is, they only play one character. Any situation, they're the character they insta-lock. Now in some cases it's not bad, because some characters are very viable, whereas aren't. So in some cases, like I said, it isn't a bad thing to one-trick a hero, but you have to remember that in some cases it is, because, well, not every hero works in every single match. So there's been a long discussion, debate since the age of time of whether, should they be banned, if you only play one hero? Should they, have some sort of punishment? Should they, I don't know, should we just kill them off? There's been a lot, right? In some cases there has been bans. I think there was a Torbjorn one trick at some point who got banned. But I think he was more, throwing than actually playing the game. So, and he got enough reports and Blizzard just like, oh, you know what, fucking get rid of him. So there was that, right? Now, if you play one hero specifically more than others, it doesn't make you a one trick because you know how to play other heroes, if that makes sense. Like, I'll show you a screenshot in a second, but if you're not aware, basically I play a hell of a lot of Mercy. But I play other heroes as well. As you see in gameplay, I play like tank and DPS, but in competitive I also play, Ana, I play Moira, I play Mercy obviously, and I play Brig, so I can kind of widen out my horizons in ways that, so I'm not considered a one trick because, well, I'll get into who the main suspects are, but I'm going to show you a screenshot right now, and at first glance you think, wow, what a virgin, and you're correct, but this has proved my point that I am not a Mercy one trick, as I have been called out for in the past. You know who you are, dickhead. I know you're watching this video, but yeah. So there's that. I am not a Mercy one trick, I do play other heroes, as that screenshot just showed, right? But there's been a lot of questions of who, how to deal with them is one of them. I've described what they are, but there's also the thing of who is the worst hero, or the worst heroes, I should say, to one trick. Who is the best hero to one trick, who's very viable, you know what I mean? So we'll go over those parts. Let's start with the worst heroes to one trick. I'm sure you've heard of them. Basically everyone complains about them. Well, really anybody complains about any hero in Overwatch. If you just go into the forums or Reddit or Twitter or YouTube or the YouTube comment section or Discord or basically anywhere, there's always going to be that one person that complains about someone playing one hero, you know what I mean? Now the most common ones are probably D.Va, Symmetra, Doomfist, Bastion, Mercy and Moira. Those are the ones that get talked about most when it comes to one tricks, but as I said, people, literally complain about any sort of hero, so... I mean, really, there's no winning when you think about it. But, yeah. Those are the heroes that when it comes to most, and, well, they're kind of right, because in a lot of cases, those heroes don't work all the time. Specifically the DPS ones, like... Symmetra and Bastion, for example, you need to have a team, well, Bastion specifically, let's focus just on Bastion here. With Bastion, you need a team comp that surrounds him, because if not, he's very vulnerable, and, well, most likely, just, you'll lose, basically, is what I'm saying, unless you're, like, top 500. But, so basically, what I'm saying is, right, Bastion mains need a team to protect them. If you don't have that, then there's no point. Bastion's not very good in all situations because he's just not. This is common knowledge. You cannot play Bastion every single match because there's going to be people that counter you with like a Sombra, and they might have a Roadhog or a Junkrat and a Zen. You know, all those people that are going to get you. And then, you know, it's a confusing process, I believe, right? Symmetra mains just get complained about because they're annoying. I think we all agree with this. They're just annoying. You know, they don't necessarily need a team comp to build around, but they kind of do at the same time. It's like a weird balance with Symmetra. As for Mercy and Moira, they just get complained about because they're easy, but when you one-trick them, people complain because, you know, they see it as an easy way out. Be like, oh, you don't play a skilled support like Ana, therefore you're shit. And now, you know, Ana's obviously probably the most skilled support hero, other than maybe Baptiste, and, well, depends on what you consider skillful, really, but mechanically I'd say Ana and Baptiste are probably the hardest supports, but that might just be my opinion. Anyway, moving on. What is a good hero to one-trick then, I hear you ask? Well, again, it's a hard one to decide because not every hero will work in every single situation. You know, I could say that Ana is arguably the best support one-trick to have, but Ana won't work in every single situation that there is, you know what I mean? Like, sure, she's amazing, she's very versatile in different team comps, but if you have... Well, Ana's mostly used for a dive comp, she's used for rush sometimes, but when you have, you know, double shield, you're more likely going to run Bap Zen. Now, Ana can work in that, but there's no point when, you know, you really need the Bap for the Immortality Field because that's meta, and then you need the Zen for the extra damage input. It's basically just a big, you know, confusion. As for tanks, you could say Zarya is arguably the best one, but then again, Zarya won't work in everything because, you know, she just won't. There are people who counter Zarya. If they're running like an aerial kind of thing with, you know, Pharah and Echo, then, you know, it's going to be, well, not difficult necessarily, but it's you know, it's basically one-tricking is just not a, you know, it's looked down upon. And I'm going to be honest, I see why, because honestly I don't care if you're a one-trick, right? Yes. It just depends on the scenario that we come across, right? See, if I mostly play arcade and, well, I mostly play quick play, right? I'm a pretty casual person. But if you play, you know, arcade, quick play, all that things, right? And you one-trick, say, whoever you want, right? You could one-trick Soldier, you could one-trick Genji, you could one-trick fucking Zenyatta, it doesn't matter, right? You know, who cares, right? It's quick play, it's arcade, no one cares. Everyone's just there to have a good time and relax, but that's always not the case. But then you get competitive, you know, then you get sweaty corner competitive, you know, with a sweat slide. That's a different story. If you one-trick into a comp that doesn't require it, then you are going to get flamed to all hell. Whether you deserve it or not, that's not really my place to judge. But yeah, basically the point of this video is to describe, is it a wrong? And my final verdict is, it depends. If you're a casual person and you one-trick, then no one cares, right? But if you're in comp and you refuse to switch, then you're a bit of an ass, you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with, as I said, there's nothing wrong with having a preferred hero to play. I play Mercy. Whenever I have the chance, I will play Mercy, right? But that doesn't mean I only play Mercy. I just have the most hours put into her because that's why I like playing the most. I will gladly play another hero if the team requires it, or if I just want to, or if Mercy's not working, whatever, right? But yeah, there we go. My, you know, opinion, basically my opinion in describing what's good about one-tricking, which is not many things. If you ever come across a one-trick they don't like, man, honestly, my best advice is if they're being toxic, mute them. If they're, you know, if you don't want to play with them again, avoid them. It's just, you know, the avoid system's in place now. So, I mean, really, if you're playing competitive, for example, unless you're on like a kind of like open queue, there's not really a high chance, or a high level I should say, there's not really a high chance that you're going to meet them again. But anyway, I've been your boy Frost. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of short video on one tricks. Yeah, peace.